Nintendo Switch games that need a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of that game. And also, I want to say, hey, did you get yourself a Nintendo Switch 2? Yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. But games for the Nintendo Switch that need the Switch 2 edition, the one that gives you the DLC or the extra content or something in that kind of lines. But anyways, let's get straight into it. So starting off the list of a lot of games, it's gotta be Mario Odyssey. Now, Mario Odyssey came out in 2017, and since then we haven't got actually anything from that game. So wouldn't it be awesome if we got a little extra content for the game and maybe it could run better? I mean, I'm just saying, like, do a $10 for a little bit of extra content for the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. It would be really cool. Yeah, but anyways, maybe Animal Crossing would be another game that, maybe we could get a Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Who knows? There's a lot of games that seem really awesome to get a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, and the best part is maybe we can see even more games come to Nintendo Switch Online, because then we can make that service worth it. I'm pretty sure it is worth it nowadays, but anyways, this could come to Nintendo Online, maybe have Animal Crossing run at 4K 60 or something. That'd be really cool. That'd be really interesting to watch. Now, we are getting a whole bunch of free upgrades that you'll just be able to use performance, but they're not going to have anything special. Like Scarlet and Violet will have a free upgrade where it's going to look better and perform better, but we're not going to be seeing little extra content. So I don't know. These are some games that maybe we can see some extra content for a Nintendo Switch game. I don't know, it'd be really cool. Okay, so I don't know. This would be a really kind of interesting idea. What about Super Mario Bros. Wonder? Now, that game is really, really cool. Maybe we can add an extra little juice of story to it. Because honestly, the story is really, really good. And the level design is really cool. Add an extra world, make it run at 4K 60, call it a day. I think that would be really awesome. You could play Super Mario at 4K 60. Or if you wanted to, you could play the game at 1080p 120 FPS. I don't really know why you would need that, all those frames for Mario Bros. But anyways, yeah, pretty interesting. Okay, so what if we got maybe Luigi's Mansion 3 as an extra little bit of juice? I don't know. It would be pretty interesting, like a backlog, story-driven little bit of content. I don't know. Pretty interesting. Maybe we could be seeing that at some point in time. I don't know. Anyways, another game that I think would be pretty interesting for an upgrade or an additional little bit of content for the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of that game would be maybe Super Smash Bros. I mean, this one's a little bit weird because maybe we'll be getting Super Smash Bros. In the future for Nintendo Switch 2. But at the same time, what could you really add to Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo Switch 2 edition? Extra frames. Maybe some extra characters like, who knows? I think they got them all, actually. Now I think about it, they got them all. Oh, goodness me. What games could we see? Woolly Yoshi, there we go. We could be seeing Woolly Yoshi for Super Smash Bros. I mean, we don't really need a Switch 2 edition for that game. It's probably time to upgrade to maybe Super Smash Bros. Extra Ultimate. But yeah, anyways, pretty interesting. Pokemon Snap. Imagine that game at 4K 60. Honestly, I think that game right there looks amazing how it is. But imagine seeing that game in 4K 60. That would be mind-blowing. The game right now looks great, but if you add a little bit of fine-tuned upgrades, I don't know. I think that we can really see something. Just add like an extra little juice of content, like extra Pokemon. You'll go into the mystery dungeon of where Mewtwo was created. Anyways, I think that would be really cool as a Switch 2 edition. Maybe you could add all of these additions to the Switch Online. But yeah, overall, another game, since we're getting Hyrule Warriors Age of the Imprisonment, maybe it's time to revisit Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, get a little boost and an upgrade that really links both stories together. I mean, technically, we already know how both stories are linked together, but like link that one together, add a little bit of juice to Breath of the Wild, try to make them make sense into the Age of Imprisonment. I don't know. It'd be pretty interesting. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of games that we could really see for Nintendo Switch 2. It's like endless possibilities. There's so much things to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm excited too. I'm excited. I honestly wonder, the Nintendo Switch 2. There's just a lot to talk about with this console. But yeah, anyways. What about a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the 3D World game there? Or the 3D All-Stars game? Now I know that game is kind of like hard to find, or you have to pay more for it. But what if there was an extra little bit of content for it? So then you can play the game at higher frame rates, even though you can already play Nintendo the 64, Mario 64. You can also play now the GameCube version. I believe we're going to be seeing that. But like, what about Mario Galaxy if you want to play it in 4K? Get a little upgrade. Maybe you can even add Mario Galaxy 2 while you're at it. I'm just saying, Nintendo, it's pretty interesting. It's a great idea. Okay, so another Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Maybe a Nintendo Switch 2 editions of, what's that game called? What's that game called? Pokemon. There we go. Legends Arceus. Now, since we're getting Pokemon ZA, what about a Switch 2 edition of Pokemon Legends Arceus? Because personally, I think that game right there, it's fun, but looks bad. So add a Switch 2 edition, you know, slap in some extra content. Like, you know what? It'll link the two games together. So what happens? You complete the entire thing, you catch Arceus. Then you enter a rift and you make your way and you catch Pokemon until a city. And then it's like, okay, coming soon to Pokemon Legends CA. And all of a sudden you turn into some city person. So yeah, Switch 2 edition, pretty awesome. So anyways, these are some pretty goofy Switch 2 editions. What do you think about the Switch 2 editions that I've just named? Do you think these are these are the most random games I've heard all day? I know, pretty random, but we gotta shine some light on these games. Okay, what about a Switch 2 edition of, this might be a little weird, but Pokemon Quest. So Japan or China or whatever has Pokemon Quest as a completely different game. It's like Pokemon Quest, but you get all the generations. So what if we get a Switch 2 edition of that game? It looks better, it runs better, and also you just pay $20 for all the updates. I would do it. I think that game is really fun. It's just fun. It's just a fun little game that you play once every year. But overall, it's a fun game. I'm just saying. It's a great game. Okay, so there's like so many Nintendo Switch games. Like honestly, what if we said, hey, we want Yoshi's Crafted World, but you know what you do? You do a Switch 2 edition and you slap Yoshi's Woolly World straight on into there. Pretty interesting. Or even Star Allies, Super Mario Star Allies. Boom, you get a Switch 2 edition. Super Mario Party, whatever, you get another Switch 2 edition. There's a lot of games that you could say, hey, this requires a Switch 2 editions. Like, what about The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword? Hey, maybe you could see that at 4K 60. I think that would be cool. You can play Skyward Sword. Or even The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Hey, even better. You got a whole bunch of games that you can play non-stop. Zelda, non-stop gaming. I mean, hey, it's pretty cool. What about a Switch 2 edition of Tears of the Kingdom? Now we're getting a Switch 2 edition, but like you're pretty much just paying for nothing. I mean, you're paying for like performance, but like you're getting a GPS app. You can just use your phone. I made a whole video talking about this, but anyways, you can just use your phone. Add some DLC for Tears of the Kingdom. This gets me so upset every single time. Okay, Switch 2 edition next. Okay, Pikmin 4, that would be cool. We also got Super Mario. We could honestly have a Switch 2 edition for all of them. Or even better, stop making us pay for performance. If you're not going to add anything, just like leave it alone. You're paying for Switch Online, you're paying for a new button. You're paying for a new button. Yeah, like a new button. So like the C button will, until after the year is done, the C button will never be used if you're not buying Switch Online. So when you click on it, it's just going to be like buy Switch Online. Yeah, so just make the thing free. completely free. Yeah. So anyways, what do you think about this? Do you think Switch 2 editions? Yeah, I'm pretty excited for Nintendo Switch 2. Woo! What do you think? There's a lot of games. Yeah, that's a lot. I know. There's a lot of games. Games are fun. Games are really fun. And they're looking great on Nintendo Switch 2 as well. Because, yeah, that console is very expensive, so they better look good. Yeah, they do look good. Yeah. So anyways, let me know if you got your hands on Nintendo Switch. I mean, not your hands, your receipt. If you got your hands on a receipt for Nintendo Switch 2, because that would be awesome. Wow, congratulations for getting your hands on a receipt for Nintendo Switch 2. That is really awesome, because now you just gotta wait a month to play Nintendo Switch 2. You hear that? Nintendo Switch 2. You got Mario Kart. You got Donkey Kong. You got additions like Zelda and a whole bunch of other games. Pretty awesome. It's really, really cool. Congratulations. Yeah, so that being said, hope you have a fantastic day. Hope you had a great day, because you're like, I scored myself a Nintendo Switch 2. Let's go. Congratulations. Nintendo Switch 2 is awesome. Yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. This is probably the most goofiest video I've ever made. It is all goofy. Consider to subscribe. Add that number up to 900 subscribers. Let's go. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, this is a long intro. Yeah, with that being said, have a fantastic day. See you in the next one.